Today we are reading Silver Screen Shockwave issue 280, Penacony's acclaimed movie review magazine, penned by the movie critic Chabro. His views are intense and his words sharp. Silver Screen Shockwave, episode 280, Express Movie Review of the Month, movie critic Chabro. Number 1, Life's a Soda. Genre, youth, romance, musical, rating 2.5 out of 10. Comment, an annoyingly lengthy commercial for Soulglad. Review, I have a lot of respect for Soulglad for sparing no expenses in hiring A-list actors to feature in this crappy movie that lasts for 2 hours. Ironically, even the effect of a half-minute commercial is better than this. It seems to me that Penacony is doing extremely well economically these days, or the Alfalfa family wouldn't be wasting their money like this. All of the characters in this film remind me of Mr. Soda and Clocky. With their brains filled with Soulglad, the protagonist meets the love of his life after picking up a bottle of Soulglad, making a name for himself by selling Soulglad, and rising to become the festive superstar by singing the Soulglad advertisement jingles. The movie ends with everyone dancing with a bottle of Soulglad in their hands, in a scene where Soulglad is overflowing everywhere. Holy moly, there's a more Soulglad in this flop than I've seen in my entire life. Come to think of it, this film is probably a success in terms of promoting Soulglad. After all, after 2 torturous hours of watching the movie, the audience desperately needs something nice to drink to soothe their battered souls. Number 2, Insect Cyclone, the 16-headed insect. Genre, disaster thriller. Rating, 1 out of 10. Comment, one of a kind in terms of floppiness. Review, when Insect Cyclone, the 3-headed insect, came out, I didn't expect a film of such poor quality to have so many sequels. So when I saw its 13th sequel making it to the box office chart, I had no intention of wasting any more ink on this film, made of tacky special effects and an AI-generated script. However, I must criticize those who have contributed to this box office that when you buy a ticket for this film, you're filling Grady Films' grave. In terms of cinematography, this film is a 0. The 1 point is for its art team, who managed to design an insect monster with 16 heads, 32 pairs of wings, and 64 limbs. It's surely no easy feat. If they can pull off a monster with more heads in the next sequel, I'll consider giving the film another 0.5 points. Number 3, Meme Crisis Dream Bubble Remake. Genre, thriller, adventure, dream bubble. Rating 2.5 out of 10. Comment, a terrible attempt of rehashing an old film. Review, when the Meme Crisis was released back then, I gave it a score of 5. If you have read enough of my reviews in Silver Screen Shockwave, you will know that this is one of the higher scores I've given. Regrettably, Grady Films seems to be too invested in trying to add more heads to the insects nowadays. Not only does the most advanced dream bubble technology fail to capture the essence of the original film, but it also ruins what's good about it. The director has zero clue about the difference between a dream bubble narrative and using cinematography to tell the narrative. It only repeatedly forces the audience to go through a non-interactive process, and read a bunch of dialogue that has nothing to do with them as the narrator. This is funny. If a dream bubble movie is only about moving the scenes in a film into a dream bubble, then I might as well just lie on the couch and watch the original film. If you're interested in this movie, I suggest that you get an old DVD of the original film instead of wasting your money and time on this trashy dream bubble. Number 4, Clocky Mechatown. Genre, animation, comedy, adventure. Rating, 4.5 out of 10. Comment, a cookie-cutter film that lacks in originality. Review, as we all know, Clocky is the most popular animated film in Dreamscape. It is the most renowned work by Clock Studios and one of the most valuable cartoon characters in the universe. Nevertheless, due to the success of Clocky, Clock Studios seems to be resting on its laurels and settling in complacency, as evidenced by Clocky Mechatown. The plot structure of this animated film is almost identical to Clocky Cybertown from last year. Both films start with Dreamville facing a crisis, followed by Clocky searching for help and making new friends, and end with Clocky rescuing the whole town by relying on friendship and teamwork. The same plot has been used over and over again. Don't the producers find it a snooze fest? For first-timers, the film is definitely an excellent animated film, but if you are a fan of Clocky who has already watched films of the series numerous times, there are no surprises in stock for you. Recommendation of the month, recommended by Chabro. A Fading Nebula. Genre, war, drama, mystery. Rating, 9 out of 10. Comment, an unparalleled masterpiece. Review, This film is a classic piece by one of the most famous directors in the cosmos, Mr. Rekka. Once again, he demonstrates his exceptional talent in this film. A fading nebula integrates the clashing ideas between reality and romance, tenderness and brutality, as well as life and death in the 1,500 shots that make up the 200-minute film. The story took place in a slaughtered nebula that fell half an amber era ago. Mr. Rekka makes the Intellitron leader who rules the nebula the protagonist and depicts the happenings during the final 6 months of the nebula from the leader's perspective. Just like Mr. Rekka's past works, the film has a realistic and delicate touch that makes the viewers feel like they are walking down the protagonist's memory lane. The lesser-known actors are truly into their characters, the plot is suspenseful, and the editing is masterful. These are enough to make A Fading Nebula a movie recommended by history. Rewatching this film makes me reminisce about the time when I was pursuing my dream in the past. It is unlikely that I can create something as outstanding as this film at my age, but I hope that with my words, I can bring awareness to the movie industry that we need more great artists like Mr. Rekka. Note, according to the information reviewed by our journalists, it seems that Mr. Rekka has developed an interest in dream bubble technology and is preparing a dream bubble film. This is truly a piece of delightful news for every cinephile. I believe his work will bring a breath of fresh air to the currently lackluster cinema and revitalize the industry.